This is my full-length closet. I got to see the whole thing from start to finish, and it was a really awesome experience to be a part of the whole build. Hi, I'm Kat. This is my van Bowie, and come take a tour of my van. So welcome inside. This is my lovely kitchen. She is made out of all pine, tongue and groove, and with walnut accents. So this countertop I actually got at Home Depot, believe it or not. This is a pretty fun find. I was going in and out of there for months and randomly saw a couple of these. It's not really a live edge, but it's as close to a live edge as you can get at Home Depot. So this tile is from Mercury Mosaic. It's teal. It's real tile that I put up and grouted myself and cut. It's probably one of the things in the van that I contributed in and that I'm very proud of. My van build was actually built by Shane with Dogwood Conversions, but I was there helping him out in the process. So I got to see the whole thing from start to finish, and it was a really awesome experience to be a part of the whole build. My sink, perfect size, wouldn't get another size, honestly. This is a 20 by 21, and it got it on Amazon. It comes with its own like dish rack, drying rack. That's really helpful. I have my water heater under here. It's 4 gallons. I got a water heater mostly because I am going to convert this into an outdoor shower with an extender to go outside. I don't have a shower in the van. My fridge, it's an isotherm. I like it an 8 out of 10, to be honest. If I were to get another one, I would get the same size, but a different brand because I can't even fit a small thing of ice cream in the tiny little freezer. So this is my little charging station, my little lights. These are basically the only plugs I have in this van, actually, that I have access to. So I pretty much use that to charge my laptop, and anything else that I need to charge goes right there. I mostly use USB ports. I have USB ports there and then like over my bed. So USB chargers for pretty much everything I can get is kind of where I like to stand. But I work on the road full time, so I definitely needed at least 2 regular outlets, and it's more than enough. I really don't find that I need anything more than that. So this is my favorite part of my kitchen. It is my little flower nook area. I used to have plants here that have not made it through the season, but I will replant and we will try again. So I have my toiletries in this cabinet, you know, dish soap, hand soap, all those little good things. And then in my other cabinet is more of like my little breakfast bar for like coffee and things like that. So for cooking, I have my stove. I have a single burner propane stove that I use. It's currently in the back because I usually only use it when I'm outside. I can plop it down here, and I have before, but honestly, I just get a little worried with the wood personally. I know people do it all the time and they cook and they're fine, but you know, for my own peace of mind, I only use it when I'm outside. I really don't cook as much. I'll maybe cook like once or twice a week and then kind of just meal prep and then I'm done because it's just a hassle and I can't keep it up here. So minimal cooking. I have been on the road for just over a year now. I started out in the beginning of 2022 and built it out in about 3 months. And when I say I mean Shane with Dogwood Conversions. I was with him during the process. So I designed it and he brought my design to life with my van. And this van is a 2018 Ram ProMaster 2500, and it is the regular non-extended version. I got it with about just under 50,000 miles on it. It was pretty good. It was kind of hard to find. I actually wanted the 136 when I got it, but there weren't a lot of options available, so I ended up getting this longer one. And honestly, I'm really happy that I went with the longer version. I think I could have made the 136 work, but now having this amount of space, it's nice whenever you have like, you know, literally anyone staying with you. So I like it a lot. It's That's my baby. This is my full length closet, which is more than enough space. When I first moved into the van, I had everything completely stuffed to the gills because I didn't know what I was going to need and what I wanted. Since kind of traveling around and getting rid of a lot of stuff, I really narrowed down to just the essentials, you know, a few t-shirts, a few tops, a few backpacks, a few shoes, and that's about it. And as far as, you know, hinges and everything, I only have this Velcro. And this is the Velcro that I kind of use throughout the van to keep it closed. Got it from Home Depot. They also have it at Target, but this is the heavy duty Velcro. So it's the same on both sides. That's the one that you want to get if you're looking for it. So, you know, if you're looking for a cheap option and you don't want to drill into anything, Velcro. So under my bed, I have a little extra storage. It used to be a step to my dinette seat, but I have since switched to a fixed bed, so I don't use it like that anymore. My builder did warn me that I probably shouldn't have a dinette because of the hassle, and I didn't listen, and I should have, but here we are. So yeah, underneath the bed, we have my heater. So this is probably one of my favorite things in a van. It is not a diesel heater, it is a gas heater. So it is connected to my gas tank. And it works fabulously. I don't have to have any extra diesel fuel, you know, mixing in here. I love it. It's the best. And yeah, and then I have like a little shoe area underneath there, and that's pretty much it. So I'll just kind of throw some stuff in there. There's nothing really holding it. I've been considering putting some like netting or something, but as of right now, it's just empty space. So now this is my bathroom toilet, seating for guests. So this is my Laveo dry flush toilet, and it's on like heavy slides, so it doesn't bend or anything like that, and it locks in place when it's out. So when it is in dry flush mode and charged and everything like that, it's all you do is just press this button and it sucks everything up. I have a few extra charges, like cartridges. That's another thing. You get about 15 flushes. And why I switched from the dry flush to the glorified kitty litter box is because the first time I was on the road, I was using it, you know, as is, and I found out that, you know, 15 flushes isn't a lot. So I was kind of like running out of the cartridges pretty quickly. And again, being on the road, having to order them on Amazon, just wasn't really practical. So I ended up converting it into a glorified kitty litter box. So that is what it is now. It's just a trash bag, and I just put kitty litter in it, and I haven't used it, which is why I'm showing you guys. So, I mean, like, you know, recently. So this is my bed. It is a short queen, which is what most RVs have. So I just cut basically the head off over there. So it has some space on the sides. It is a 10-inch mattress, which is a little bit of overkill, but what happened was I had a 6-inch mattress, which I recommend. I think that was very comfortable and more than enough. I left my van sitting, I got mold on the bed, and then I basically just had to find a mattress quickly, and so I ended up getting this one, actually on the side of a road in LA, and it was, you know, not as sketchy as it sounds because it was wrapped in plastic, and we checked it and it's fine. The only reason I say 10 inches is a little bit overkill is because of how close I am to the ceiling. So I actually have had friends sitting back here while I was driving and almost knock themselves out because, you know, any bump you're gonna hit it. So in the back, I have 2 little reading lamps, and they have USBs attached to them. So one of them is used right now for this fan that I thrifted somewhere in Portland. It was it's been one of my favorite things that I've found since being in the van, because I don't have a ceiling fan. I don't have a max air fan like most people do. You know, I don't have any animals, so it was kind of one of those things where I just accepted the compromise of not having one and having a skylight instead. That's probably one of my favorite things in the van, because at nighttime you can just sit there and literally stargaze. It's so nice and relaxing. And I also don't have any windows in my van, so this is my only source of light. And I chose to do that mostly because being a solo female on the road and it being my first like experience in van life when I first started, I was really concerned with windows and like people knowing that I'm in here by myself. So I opted for no windows and I don't regret it. However, I did leave myself the option to put windows in my back doors and in my sliding door. So those two, I just left the bare metal. So if I ever really wanted to in the future, I can just cut them out and put the windows in. I probably will put a window in my sliding door. But that's for, future me. But yeah, I can't recommend those reading lights enough. It's really nice to be able to charge your phone at night and not have to worry about, getting up to charge it or anything like that. I can also access like my electrical system, so like my heater and my inverter from my bed. I can pretty much wake up, turn a few things on, like, and to get to work without even having to leave my bed. So it's probably one of my favorite things, especially with having my skylight right here. I wanted to live in a van straight out of high school. Like that was my goal and dream and vision. After high school, I was going to buy a van and do whatever, whether it was going to be in college or get a job. I ended up going fully remote because the pandemic happened and I got let go. So when I was let go at the beginning of the pandemic, early 2020, I basically took the clients that I was working with building out their websites and tried to make that like my full-time thing. I actually reached out to Shane, who built my van. I DM'd him and I asked him if he wanted, a website for his business because I saw one of his tours and he was talking about how he was starting out and this and that. And so anyways, that's how I met my builder and how like that whole relationship started. And like through that, I started getting a few social media clients. I had a couple people that I built websites for that also wanted to know if I could help them with that. And then that really took off. So the majority of my work through the pandemic, so like 2020 to 2022, was mostly social media management. So this is the back of my van. I have my electrical system on this side. I have my water on this side. I have 30 gallons of tap water available to me, and I have another 5-gallon jug that I use for drinking water. So those are two separate things. I don't have a filter or anything on this. And one of the things that I did that I really like, because I don't see as many people with it, is an exterior water inlet, and it has a lock on it. That's really handy. A lot of people usually put it here so you have to open the door, but then this gets wet and everything like that. So I like that a lot. It's really convenient, and I haven't really had an issue with finding water because of that. It's, a lot more stealthy. I can just kind of like pull up, unlock the water inlet, and then just like fill her up and go. I don't have to show all this to the world. Definitely recommend getting a light source for the trunk because, when it's nighttime and you need to like grab something from under here, it's nice to have. This is like essentially like my outdoor kitchen. So this is everything like my grill, and I have my table, my hammocks, my chairs. This was stuffed to the gills before, and I really just kind of narrowed it down to the essentials. And this is what I'm left with. This is my electrical system. This is my switchboard. Had to come in here a few times to take a few things out. Like my water pump was being funny one time, so I had to come in here and take it out. So that's one of the nice things about being part of the build, is that I know what does what. I mentioned I work on the road. This is my Wi-Fi system that I bought from Cradle Point. It has access to 2 SIM cards, but I only have one for now, and it's been fine. So my electrical system, I have 400 amp hours of battle-born batteries that connects to a 400-watt solar panel from Light Harvest Solar. Everything else is Victron that's connected on the inside. So it's been Fabulous. Can't say enough good things about it. I haven't had any issues at all. I haven't had any issues with running low on power. I have the little monitor so I can see like how close I'm getting. I also have the app. I mean, I just love technology, so I really spent the money on it. If I had any advice to give to somebody that was starting out in van life, or a younger version of me, for example, I would definitely say the two things to focus on would be finding work, and then finding a community. So with work, I think I've seen two very common options of people using. Either one, people work a lot before they get into van life and they have a nice big chunk of savings. And then essentially they'll, quit their job and then they'll go into van life with the savings and then just go off of that. I personally didn't want to do that only because I didn't want to have that kind of looming over my head of the idea that it's just kind of like a dwindling reserve that I had. So I was really focused on finding work that I could do on the road full time. So finding remote work and making sure that's established before you get on the road was really important to me. That's also why I invested so heavily in a really, strong electrical system. Secondly, would be finding community before you get on the road. There are a lot of really good Facebook groups that you can join. And one of the things about van life and what's awesome about the community is that once you get into a few pockets or you meet a few people, you'll find that like the network of people that you're exposed to is just exponential. So you can find me on Instagram. My name is @Kathy'sCamper, and I have all my socials linked on there. I'm also on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok, but you can find everything from my Instagram account. Everything's under @Kathy'sCamper anyways. And you can also find my business account on my Kathy's Camper. So my business is @DaisyDailyCo. And so if you need any website help or if you are interested in UGC and learning a little bit more about that, I know it's relatively new. Some people don't know too much about it, getting some content out there. More than happy to help out. But yeah, thank you for coming along in my van tour. Thank you so much for watching. And if you give me a follow, make sure you let me know that you found me on Tiny Home Tours and I will definitely follow you back. And yeah, I will see you maybe on the road.